What's up, everybody? Back again, my good buddy Paul Thayer, talking about his latest title, Lethal Leopard. Man, thing looks dope, man. I already backed it. You know, I always try and back right away for you, bro. Man, you always have some super action-oriented stuff, man, and I have no doubt this is not going to be the same. Although this is a little unique for you, man. You got a little bit of help on this title and the storyline.
Yeah. So, 2 years in New York Comic Con, when I was walking around, I met a real one who used to be known as Enzo Amore. And we hit it off. You know, he was interested in being in Project Naosis. And I was like, hey, let's just make our own idea. We took a couple months. We sat down for 2-3 hours, got a deal together, got the idea together, and then the rest is history. It took a while to make. I made it with Igor Texeria, the artwork. He's done a lot of variant covers for me, but he's super busy with the Rippaverse stuff. So he does, he's been doing this on his spare time for about a year. And we just got the last lines and inks like a couple days ago, like right before this thing. So the whole book has lines and inks on it. It has 20 full lines and inks from him, and then we'll color it, and then we'll have 4 like bonus pages of cool stuff. But it's a full story, has a beginning, middle, and end. And of course, if we want to do more, we can do more. So
that's cool, man. I mean, you're off to a banger of a start, man. 2 days in, not bad.
Yeah, 2 days in, I think we're at 15 something. That's 50% already there. $3,000 guarantees your book, and then $6,000 you'll get your first stretch goal, and it guarantees that we'll start production on issue 2. Just because it has to hit those thresholds. Otherwise, this is the first thing that's outside of the Project Naosis universe. So that's like its own thing. It's from my company. So if I, ever move forward with some Naosis stuff, that has to go elsewhere. We have our new baby, So.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun, man. I'm so happy for you, bro. Man, you've been, as always, on the con stretch, man. What's your next con you're going to be at?
So I do all the Hot Flips ones. Those guys usually do the C2E2 New York Comic Con. They usually like sponsor everything. They do bags and boards and boxes and all that stuff. I usually do theirs in Long Island. I've honestly, the next thing that I'm looking towards is C2E2, which is in March. I will do things that are like popping up, and I was just like looking back and forth to you just like 10 seconds ago. Your renewal has been accepted. I am at New York Comic Con for next year, and I got confirmed for San Diego Comic Con a week ago too. So we just announced our first variant cover for that, and hopefully with pending deals that your boy's doing, that I do some cool crossover covers for San Diego Comic Con in New York next year.
Dang, that'd be dope. I mean, you threw out, and I got that cover the last time. I think I saw you at C2E2, and it was the Mickey Mouse cover, which is pretty damn dope, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna do a new one with it's Omega, and then Steamboat Willie's on the top of them, and it has like graffiti in the background. We'll do like 100 limited print for the Virgin, and that's probably the only one I'll release for then. And then we did like at San Diego Comic Con, we did that 41 character. Oh no, not San Diego Comic Con. Scratch that. New York Comic Con, 41 character print. It has 36 of my characters, 5 guest characters. The 5 guest characters are Isom from the Rippaverse, Nexus, Reaper Destroyer, Kordrath, Dark Cloud, and then of course all my characters. So it was pretty cool to get that one done. Just putting another feather in the cap on how much we're growing, that we have such big mainstream people like Rippaverse, like Nexus, that want to take part in some stuff that we're doing.
Nexus is dope, man. Rippaverse too, man. Rippaverse has been killing it, man. All the Chuck Dixon stuff's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Eric's been a big supporter. Everyone that's really been a big supporter. Andy Smith, Dennis Turner, they made Kordrath, and a lot of these guys, like you, been supporting me, and it's good to do some things that shout everyone out, because also at the same time, it's like, I could have easily put 45 characters of my own on it, but I was like, how do we make it special? And then I just got to confirm from everyone too, including Eric, that piece, that 41 character piece, will be inside episode 7 too. So.
No way.
Yeah.
That's dope as hell, bro.
Yeah. So I get to solidify myself with such iconic growing brands and iconic brands. So it's cool to have. And like I said, we're definitely going to do more stuff. I had some cool meetings in New York, and it looks like, things are going very well.
Yeah. When are you going to do something with Gary V, man?
We can only hope, right? Shout out Gary V. I was more than happy enough that he actually invited me to a creative dinner, like his one of his private clubs where I met a lot of big time guys. And he put me in the room and giving me a lot of opportunity, and that was really cool. So hopefully a collab with them and DJ Kaufman, who's been running that stuff for them, and Jim Rugg and those guys are super nice and they're super cool. And it's the point of like the same thing of like what I said with the people on the print, with us. Like, it's just good to have a community that no matter what your background is, like if it's comic books, like let's start building stuff.
Yeah.
And it's the whole point is fun first. And I'm trying to, I love that I'm getting the appeal for people like Gary Vee and stuff like that, that see that what we're doing and how we're growing.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's all about the comics, man. That's all I care about. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you believe, man. I just want to jump into some dope ass comic books. That's why I like Project Naosis, man. It's a pretty dope ass comic book, bro.
Yeah. We have for all of you that have never seen my books before, Project Naosis 4, boom, look at that.
Yeah.
Project Naosis 5, bam. Project Naosis 6. We have our new book, Voltage and Imperium, super pops. We just have an episode 2 here for no apparent reason. Omega 2092, Omega 2091. I'm missing my one shot. The one shot's upstairs. And then our trade paperback that collects 4 issues as well. This is our 13th book that we're releasing, and we're doing 4 more books out of my publishing line next year. People do a book a year. People do book a century. I do 4 a year, and we're not going to stop until we become a household name. Doesn't matter how many I'll do. Doesn't matter if they do $3 grand, $4 grand, $5 grand. I'm going to keep stacking them and stacking them. And the next one that we are stacking is Lethal Leopard. It follows a half human, half hybrid Anubis trapped in the underworld, and he has to escape to return to Earth. And it's off the likeness of my boy, Real One, used to be known as Enzo Amore. And it's super cool. It's like anything you want in a comic book. It's just fun. It's different. It's psychotic. And it's definitely still violent, but it's a totally different thing than what Project Naosis is. Yeah. Like Project Naosis, despite it being superhero sci-fi, I would say it's definitely more grounded. Yeah. This is there's no ground. There's no ground.
Sometimes you need something like that, man. You just want to go through and have fun, man.
Yeah, and I'm super excited. Technically, we are signed on to do 6 books together. So, but like I said, it is 6K is really where I want to do issue 2, and maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I'll do a team up book. Maybe we'll pick up some other people along the way that want to make some cool characters. The line's always open.
Yeah, line's always open, man. Get a hold of Paul. I love it, bro. I love it. Well, let me pull up the Kickstarter. Let's go through it because this thing looks absolutely dope, man. I'll go ahead and share the screen and we'll get it up on the. Bear with me for a second.
Yeah, everyone, make sure you're checking us out. New York Comic Con. We're featured in Forbes the last 2 years. I was the only publisher featured in Forbes this year at New York Comic Con. We are growing. We aren't stopping. We're at 1697. The book's done. Like I said, you're guaranteed your book. We're going to smash the other 3K, but it'd be great if we smashed it from all you guys checking us out. Even if you're a big time creator, check out our books. You see it. I'm the guy, 28 years old, young buck on the come up, trying to get this shit done.
Yeah.
Bring it to a new level.
And you are getting shit done, man. I love it. Well, let's watch the trailer real quick, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
So what do we got over here? A couple of comments? Definitely not a couple of haters. It was all love today at New York City Comic Con, and we appreciate you. I'm Real One. This is Paul Thayer. We got incredible art by Igor Texeria and Prasad Rao. Color, killed it, okay? Lethal Leopard's on Kickstarter now. We need your support. Come support me at 4th Rope. I'm the 4th Rope Flyweight Champion. Paul's a certified G and a bona fide stud. You can't teach that, so I don't know where he learned it. But we appreciate the love. Thank you guys for not being SAWFT. How you doing?
And we also, I posted another one too that we tag team. We did 2 videos, 2 take, like 1 take for that, next take for the other one. We did a selfie one. That was it. Me and him, New York Comic Con for 10 hours. He was there early and he left late. And we were selling these, and they're on the campaign for $30 a piece. This piece of paper signed by us. And we sold a lot of them. That's what I'm saying. So even these covers that you see that are limited to 100 copies that one or two are buying, I promise you, when we're on the con floor, me and him, we're ripping all of those. So it'll be a good collector's item to have, and I'm keeping 10 of each one. So, you never know, man. My boy could, be a WWE any day.
Yeah. That's so dope, man. Well, I mean, let's look at where you're currently at now, man. Let me refresh it real quick.
So I think your team. I just saw I got a new back, and someone just retweeted, shout out Dundee. Yeah, it's my guy right there, and I appreciate everyone that's checking it out, man. I feel like I have my core base, of a good 100 people that buy like everything I've been putting out, and I just want to keep growing it. And this is something so new. Like, look how vibrant it is. It pops. That's an interior fucking page. You know what I mean? Like, I'm putting so much into it, and we wait until it's done to release it. And it's going directly to you. And the first prints, they're gonna be worth something.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I think I got everything that you've ever produced, man. And I've never had a bad experience reading one of your comic books, man. Always beautiful, always action packed. And my assumption is this is going to be no different, man. So let's walk through a little bit. You kind of gave a little bit of an elevator pitch, but let's walk through the title itself, how you and Real One got together. I think that's phenomenal that you guys met and that you had this long meeting and put something together. You have a real plan for this title. So we want to get to that $6,000 so we could go to issue 2 and see where this 6-issue arc goes. And who knows what's going to happen after that, man.
Yeah, it's definitely, even with this one, there is a beginning, middle, and end. I try to do that with all my stories. There might be like a little teaser at the end for something, unless it's a 2-parter, like what a lot of stuff is with Project Naosis. But I try to make everything really accessible, because I think that's a big issue in comics, that you can't pick up an issue 5 or 77 and you don't know what the hell's going on. So the same thing works with this. Every volume, every first issue, or every 2 issues, I make it very accessible to jump in. So because we're improving together, and people are seeing that process. Like, people love episode 0. It's still their favorite book I've ever done. I've done it 4 years ago now. But I feel like the new ones are just on another level, and this one is definitely on another level, So cover A is always done by the cover interior artist, and Igor Texteria kills it on that cover. That's what he transforms into. He has wings, fire powers, super cool sword. He's in the leopard print. We took homage of his dog that he has. We used it as kind of like the face. We really tried to make it different, because the Anubis, is all different types of creatures formed into one. So we, of course, had to make it unique, and brought it to that next level. And then, the Anubis is really someone that is the passer between realms. So his journey is to figure out how to get to that back to Earth realm.
That's so dope, man. This came out really nice, man. Really nice. All right, let's talk about this one right here, man.
Yeah, so that's a splash page. So basically, the more energy he exerts, he'll eventually explode, like in a sense of like radiate the energy out, and it would bring him back to his human form. So he has a power level. He has a threshold. He's just wiping out demons right here from an explosion. Prasad didn't even tell him to do the negative colors like this. Me and him just click. He's done 13 books. He's done 11 of them. No, he's done 10 of them. Because usually if I hire some artists, do everything. But Prasad's always my guy. He's been super busy. He's been doing some super cool work that he gets to announce soon, because my boy's always leveling up. And yeah.
That came out dope, man. All right, let's go through the covers, man. Cover A, what you talked about. Cover B looks freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, and we get to see close up in a bit, but cover B is done by Kanan White. Kanan White kills it. Our standard covers, $15 cover A, cover B 20. Those will be mass printed. So yes, there'll be ways to tell if it's the Kickstarter print or not, but excluding that, those will be mass printed. The next ones are limited cover options. They're 100 each, limited. Like I said, I'm keeping 10. This ash can will be a smaller size. I'll have no words in it. It's going to be black and white. There's never been an ash can for Visual Vibration, which is my publishing company. So this will be the first one. This is history at its finest. The next one will be full-sized, black and white cover, 35, limited to 100, and then the color, 50. And then we can scroll down. You can see up close and personal on what's going on. So yeah, that's the cover. And then if you scroll down, boom, dude,
This
it's
painted white
crazy.
cover is insane, man.
Nuts. And I'm not even gonna lie, I told him about it 3 weeks ago, and he did it in a week, and he fucking killed it. So like I didn't really know. Like I didn't even think like I was gonna release the date once I knew the lines and inks were done. So when Kanan finished because I didn't know what I wanted to do for the cover. Like, do we do a bunch of covers? Do we do one? I'm trying this out as we have a main artist for at least this one. We have a second artist and expand on what he's doing and make exclusives out of it. And I think Kanan deserves it. He's another man, Zenoscope, Ripperverse, everything in between. He's been doing some stellar stuff. And, a lot of people even said this is like, if not his best cover, one of the best covers he's ever done. And the detail's insane. He thought of that idea. I said, make him fight demons. He has him in the sword, showing his other thing that, that's canon, now. So, you know what I mean? That's going to be like cool. His reflection might always show that. That's so cool. Just little touches like that. That's why it's great to work with cool artists and just let them rip. Because he's like, oh, what exactly you want done? This, and that. I give him a sentence or two and just do it. And I send them a bunch of references. Just, it's not like, oh, I need it at this angle according to the circumference of, fuck that. Yeah. That's crazy. Art is art. I have my art. They have their art. And even when I get the interior artwork done, I rewrite the whole book again. So like, it just flows. Like once you see the art, it's different than what I originally assumed what the pages would look like,
So fire, man.
These are the exclusives, all limited to 100 copies. So that's going to be the cover for the ash can. It's just black and white. It's so fucking cool. Everyone does ash cans. I would say, I think it was last year's New York Comic Con. I went to the retailer thing and they gave me the Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman, ash can. I love that. And then when I went to Jeff John's booth at Ghost Machine, they had a kick-ass fucking a bunch of them for Hyde Street and all that stuff. And I have everything signed for them. So realistically, like, yes, ash cans have been around forever, but low-key stole it from Ghost Machine. Shout out Jeff John, super cool guy. That's really what inspired me to do something like this because I thought it was cool. It works. And then I saw Rob Liefeld. He did one with Bad Rock on his thing, but it was like tough. It was like nice, like the nice material like my books, but it was just an ash can. And I'm like, that's what I want, So that's what this would be. So
yeah. No, I think that's such a good idea, man. And because of what you've already accomplished with all your titles, I think in ash can, you're ready for that, man. I think it makes so much sense, man. And this is a pretty dope comic to do it with.
Yeah, it's different. I'm definitely gonna do more Project Naosis. Maybe if we ever do stores or something, or if I do a crazy collab, we might do something like that for San Diego or New York. Like I said, guys, we're collabing with all these cool people. If you're from the mainstream, you're hearing this, you're watching this. I'm ready, bro. Let's do something cool. I sold over 800 books at New York Comic Con myself. I am here. I'm here to stay. And it was crazy. It was like the first New York that usually I would say like, it was like 15% or 20% are people that like, oh, I know who you are, this, that, and the third. I sold over 100 copies of episode 5 and 6 before Friday. It was just different. It was like the first time it was just different. Like people are really getting involved in this, and I feel like this is another cool swing. And people were hyped about it. Everyone's hyped when they see Enzo, they freak out. Like like it's so like with this next to it too. Like it's just the next level because there is guys that maybe have a following and either wrestling or like maybe they did a TV show a while back and they do a comic and it might not look the best.
Right.
Look at Kanan White's art right there. Nobody's pulling that shit, dude. Yeah. Nobody's pulling that shit. And that's what made me do these like random exclusive. I didn't hire Kanan and say, oh, I'm going to do 100 exclusive this, and that. Once I saw the art, I was like, it had to be done. Just like it stands out,
So dope, dude. So dope. And here's the color, the Virgin variant.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'm so impressed. He's so talented. I'm so happy. He's getting on Project Naosis soon. After this, like there's no way he's not doing Omega or Crimson Pain.
Crimson Pain would be fire, bro.
Yeah. It's I'm really excited. Really excited. And then interior pages. So you get to see the interior pages. I'll walk you through it. So he's trapped in the underworld at this point, and he's ripping through his enemies, and he's able to consume other Anubis's powers. So for how long he's been there, he's been consuming these powers to try to find the power to escape. And look at that violence, dude. He's just ripping through them like no tomorrow, absorbing that power. And the power that he gets was the Anubis that you saw that's shooting the energy ray at him. He grows the wings. So the next one, you see the wings ripping out of his back so he can get to the next mission, video game 101. And we're on to the next thing. It's super compact. You get all the cool things in here. This is I'm pretty sure this is Igor's first full interior book, which is crazy to even say. And I like the first time things. I feel like, first off, Igor is insanely talented artist. He designed the majority of everything that you see here, and it's just cool to have that because I know that guy in 5 years is going to be something pretty big. So
for sure, man.
And then boom, so he exerts all the energy, explodes, and all the demons are effed. Yeah,
just fried, man.
Yeah, fried. There you go. Got a potty mouth.
Hey, you're good. You're good, Paul. You know I love you, bro. That's dope, man. All of them are just fried, man. I love that, dude. What a great,
it's like, crazy. It was like one of my favorite pages ever. And like I said, I didn't tell him to go negative. He went negative, and it's just yes. And no, it's just yes. You know, like it's just. If he would have even done it differently, it would have just been yes anyways. Like it just like I need them to do their thing. And the color is one of the most important things. Like you see great books, and when the colors just looks like flats, it doesn't hit anymore. You're competing with TikTok, you're competing with Instagram. Right. You know, you're competing with so much different stuff. You're competing with AI, you know, so like it has to pop.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Looks dope, man.
So yeah, that's him all energied out. And then you see Enzo in the fullest real one. And you know, killing it, dude. Dope, dude. Imagine walking out to the ring with that sword.
Like him too, man.
Yeah, so
that's
cool.
All right, let's jump into some of these rewards, man. We got to hit these goals.
Yeah, everyone, like I said, support $10 digital, ships right to your email, no problem. Cover A is the next one, $15, easy buy-in. Of course, you have to pay for shipping because you got to do it. It's $10 on shipping. We don't charge it after, we charge it right when you get it. And remember, with Kickstarter, guys, you don't get charged at the end of the campaign. Yeah. So, like I tell everyone, back high and change it later. So, you know, yeah. And then cover B, $20. I'm pretty sure even with a $5 increase, that's the one that's selling the most right now, which is crazy.
I mean, look at it, man. I mean, this is dope too, don't get me wrong, but Kanan White is he's already been like proven how amazing he is over at the Ripa. So this is just phenomenal, Paul. The detail's crazy. This right here on the sword, the reflection is that's insane, man.
Yeah, I'm happy I was able to get this done. If Eric and everyone, the Sausage Sisters and all these people were in such a big support, a lot of these people wouldn't know, like their team would know who I am, and I'm happy they do. So when I just messaged Kanan, it was the same hour reply, you know, so it's like, it was great, you know, like, let's do it, you know, and then we just locked it in.
Yeah. That's dope. Here's the ash can.
Limited to 100 copies. You guys, you got to understand that, you know, yes, I do exclusives, and sometimes I tell people that there was only 75 made, and sometimes I don't. You could just see the difference in the covers, but these, I'm letting you know, there's only 100, you know, and it's cool. It's so cool. And like I said, I'm keeping 10. They're going to be in my vault forever. So
yeah, that's dope, man.
We got, so the next one's 35, next one's 50. I tried to make the Kickstarter very different in a sense of like each tier is just a little bit of level up of the next one. So you could hit all cylinders. You could hit the lowest one or the highest one. And it really just makes a big difference. Just depends on what's that cash flow looking like for you.
Yep, absolutely, man.
This is a steal. You get all 4 covers, you know, 15, 20, it's 35 right there. Another 35, that's 70 plus another 50. You're saving, you know, $20, $30 just on that order right there if you want to get all of them. I'm making it really accessible. There's just limited people that can get. I think this one you could do. There's 25 available. The Visual Vibration Publisher Package is 9 books in 1 trade. We have a limited amount of those too. Yeah, it's a steal, dude. It's like a $250 thing you're getting for $175. And then the Ultra Lethal Leopard 1-2 for $30 more. You get the ash can, you get the digital, you get the print. Yeah, super cool. And then everything, 13 books. You get everything that we have, $175. We only have 3 available. Because like I said, it's just, you know, I still have a margin on it, sure, but not a big one, you know. So it's it's just for you guys to consume, to get to like, and then I'll see you on the next campaign. We've done customized character splash pages. They're usually in the first or second printings, and then I remove them too. So it's a cool collector's item to keep. This is one of them that we did. I designed 2 of those characters with some fans, and I just put on a double page splash. You know, it helps move the number. We could design a character together. And then if it looks really cool, and as long as you sign all the right documents, I'll put it in the next book.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Incredible, man. What's up, Will?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, that's dope, man. Then you got some add-ons, which this is dope too.
Yeah, I just made that up last second mock-up. Like I'll do a way cooler one when it's time. Like the hybrid trading card.
Yes, I got all mine.
It would kind of just be similar. It'd be similar to this, because I kind of want them all to match. It would just change some things around, you know, just to make it like work well. And then of course his power level is going to be way higher than hybrid. Yeah. So yeah, just repeating some of the limited things. That's the sign print we'll do. That's super cool. So I have a bunch of them just sitting in my house that I recorded him signing all of them too. Like I said, we sold over 100 of these for $30. You're getting it for the same price. We're double sign it. So if you want to get that signature, I just recommend getting that, and then you just have it part of your collection. Then come see me in real one when at our next con.
Nice. I love it, man.
Add-ons make it really accessible. You like cover A, add it to your order. You like cover B, add it to your order. I have everything that you see in the campaign you can add to your order if it's from the Lethal Leopard campaign or if it's from my visual vibration company. So you can add everything onto your campaign that you see in the campaign.
Yeah.
So that's basically what you see here. You just scroll through all that.
Yeah, it's so dope though, man.
Visual Vibration, Project Naosis, in the year 2090, a speedster named Crimson Pain rises up and kills off all the heroes in existence. So the government makes a super enhanced team called Project Naosis to fight off the rebellion. Super action-packed, the multiverse of do-overs. I'm the writer and publisher, and I have stellar artists that work for me. That's our trade paperback, collects our first 4 issues. If you're a newbie, you could start at episode 4. It's okay. Project Naosis 4, grab it. Has a beginning, middle, and end for the next volume. It's a nice little 3-parter, which we have with 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
We have all those. That V. Ken Marion cover, one of my favorite things we've ever done.
I love V.
Yeah, and if you got that cover on the initial campaign, there's no episode 5 on the cover, so that's limited to 75 copies. So if you were one of the people that got that, you're welcome. I sometimes tell people, I sometimes don't when they tell me they have it. Maybe they'll give it back to me.
My favorite covers right here, man.
Yeah, so Samuel Marquise kills it on that. I did the feat before it was in the Absolute Batman book, so quote me on that one. And then that one's super stellar. We did a version one of that too. I have like 10 left. Omega 2090. Once those are out of print, you'll never see those again. More news on that coming soon. So we have a lot of things cooking. We have 7, 8. We'll have 9 in production. We're doing a new one-shot with a team. Similar like the one-shot you see right there, Crimson Pain one-shot. Just follows the villain. We have Voltage and Imperium one-shot. That's brand new. That was our latest Kickstarter. We're fulfilling the rest of the orders. We have this week. That's the trading cards. Super cool. So expect that. Fulfillment. I fulfill. You'll go around town and hear no one fulfills shit. I don't get anything. I've bought things I've never received. It's deterring. I understand it. I've done it. Go to the Project Naosis page. It says I've fulfilled 12 campaigns. This will be my 13th because it's from my visual vibration company. Couldn't do it on the same Kickstarter platform. Why? Because it's Lethal Leopard. It's not Project Naosis. It's something new. So
that's dope, dude.
Team, my lovely wife, real one, hanging out, New York Comic Con, killing it. Look at that bicep pump. Could be a wrestler.
I was wondering if you purposely kind of slid up your sleeve.
Yeah, I'll get there. Once if I'm in better shape, maybe I'll do a match. I'm not there yet. My knees can only do so much. That's me at the booth, holding up the books. What up? Super cool. I'm here. I'm on the grind. I'm at these conventions. I'm pushing my own products. I'm meeting with every single person. I'm meeting with creators. I'm meeting with people. I'm trying to get the insight. I'm one of the only young bucks coming in here. There's only so many of us left standing. I don't know if I have to be 45. Once I'm 45, maybe that's when they'll hire me. But until then, I'm making my own stuff. And I still always will anyways. It's called the Amplifier.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
To land this guy right here, 1 million followers just on Instagram, 500,000 on Twitter. he's with me. We're building stuff. I am here to build. I got Igor. Look at Igor. That's stud. Look at that stud. The guy's killing it, dude.
Yeah.
Great to work with. It's usually what happens. Like, you do a cover for me, eventually just comes through. Like, I just wish Vken was I wouldn't have to mortgage my house to get him on a book,
Yeah, he doesn't do much for free, bro. He's a businessman, man. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I love it. So like, but we are, we're working with top tier talent. You do covers with me. You eventually will be in an interior. So
love it, man.
Prasad Rao Colorist, my guy. What up? Kanan White, my guy. And then Stretch Coles. Realistically, 6K. We're in profit. You give me 6K, we're guaranteed to do issue 2, and you're gonna get a bookmark. I should write that we're gonna guarantee issue 2 to begin. I should write that in there.
Yeah, for sure. You're already halfway there, man. So,
and then we'll throw a print in. 20K, we'll do a crossover cover. It'll be for $10, and it'll be against Crimson Pain. I'll make it once we hit it. I'd love to hit it. That'd be great if you guys could just keep sharing, keep telling people about it. Like I said, young hustler on the block, and we're pushing product. Interviewed by Forbes at New York Comic Con. Yes.
Yeah.
Featured in Forbes 4 times. 4 times. They could choose anyone. They can go see Todd McFarlane. They can go see these guys. Yeah. They're seeing your boy, dude. They're seeing your boy. Shout out Todd. Super nice guy.
Yeah. That's dope, dude.
Everyone's super nice, man. That's why I love comic books.
Yeah. It's a great community, man.
Yeah. People have their bad days, sure. But, I have, I met so many great people. I get insight from great people. New York Comic Con was level changing, talking to people like Gary Vee, DJ Kaufman, picking some brains from people, like Robert Liefeld, hearing these people. It's great to know, and it's great to see people that are doing it and killing it, and then motivating me to do more, because it's just about getting your reps in. 1,000 no's gets you that yes. And I'm looking for my next yes with you backing.
Back it, baby. Back it. Yeah, no, it's dope, dude. You always put out, like I said, man, super high quality stuff, man. This is not going to be any different. And such a cool partnership that you have too, man. All those WWE fans out there, man, jump on this. This is awesome.
Yeah, I definitely think, and then it's just something new anyways. So even if you just like Greek mythology or Dragon Ball Z or something like Spawn, it's of course very different than all those things, but you mash it all together and throw some of me in there, and you got some Lethal Leopard. I wear my heart on a sleeve of what I like, and I love pro wrestling. I'm a big fan. I watch wrestling all the time. WWE, AEW, see the indie things. Real One, he's one of the guys that produced the show Fourth Rope with Smoke Dizza and West Side Gun. They had a big event at Six Flags. I think right now he's doing WrestleGate right now. The guy's on the grind. Guy's travels all the time. He's a hard worker. Yeah. And I'm happy to work with people that are nice and, want to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I got the link in the stream right here. I'll also put it down below for after the stream. Make it really easy for everybody to get over there. We'll share the hell out of this, Paul, to make sure as many people see it. But yeah, this is dope, man. I'm so happy for you, bro. Couldn't happen to a better person too, man.
Yeah, we're going to get it.
Always enjoy seeing you and the wife slanging Project Naosis. And yeah, she's got the pitch down too, huh?
Yeah, I got the pitch down. Now we're going to be adding a new pitch,
Nice.
And then, and like I said, we have a lot of things in production. I'm finishing out Project Naosis 7 and 8. I just signed these 2 young cats to do a one-shot that we'll be posting more about soon. This book, so that's 4 right there that should be done by, realistically, we should have them all by Q2. Yeah. Because episode 7 is going to be done by our interior artist, Samuel Marquise, who did the previous issues of Project Naosis. And then Evergy Yukachev, who did our Crimson Pain one-shots, doing 8 because it's a self-contained story. Yeah. So he wraps it all up. I was originally going to end it with 7, but then he got a little free and he was like, oh, I'd love to do something. And I was like, hey, in episode 6, Crimson Pain runs away, right? He runs away in his origin story. You don't know how he goes from this struggling guy to this godlike, scariest thing you've ever seen, and we'll bridge that gap, So that would be our season 1. Shout out to people in the industry. I'll be coming for you after. You know what I mean? So that'll be my initial pitch. You see it all with that one, because you finally got to the goodies in episode 6, and I love it. I love when I get a new reader now And I go, when they buy everything, and I go, oh, people waited 4 years to get this piece of information, and you're going to get it in 10 seconds and, get it through it. It's cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about cons, man. I know you mentioned the one that you're going to, but next year, what's your first big con that you're going to be at?
C2E2. C2E2, shout out C2E2. It was honestly my second or third biggest con. Like, I made a lot of money. I sold hundreds of books. I honestly only had one box to bring home, which was crazy. So I almost shorted myself.
Wow.
Which was crazy. I couldn't even believe it. And they're going to give me a better spot this year because I love those guys. Reed Pop, shout out Reed Pop. They just confirmed me now. When originally I looked at you before, I saw a weird email and I was like, what is this? It said like resubmit a form or something. And then I got an email 5 minutes after saying, no, you're in. Thank God I don't need that stress. I need my New York Comic Con to get that 5-time Forbes.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for New York Comic Con. Locked into San Diego Comic Con. I would have done WonderCon too, but they're doing it at the same time as C2E2. It crushes me. And like I said, C2E2 was I drive there 12 hours like a psychopath.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And then I skipped a couple of conventions this year that I usually do every year just because I feel like with consistent ones that are a little smaller, I should do every 2 years. So I'll have 4 books versus 1 or 2 more books. And, it's a bigger sale on that end and maybe you could hype it up a little more. And then, I was invited to some shows this year too, like Heroes Con and things like that, where, I was a guest there, which was cool. And definitely Terrificon. So definitely confirmed on my block is C2E2, New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, Terrificon, and I'm also going to be a guest at HersheyCon, where I'll be running a panel and we're going to do an exclusive for the show, which is pretty cool too. And I got that in a year in advance. It's cool. It's cool to get the new stuff. You know, I didn't really publicly announce it yet, but there's that. And they're like, let's do a special ticket bundle and stuff. And I'm just glad that my stuff's pulling enough weight that I could do stuff like that, and then it's only going to get better. Because I talk to a lot of guys that are big time, and of course they get the flight, they get the hotel, they get the nice hotel. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get that, but I'm all money out anyways. I stay big pimping when I go to these places. Just try to connect because you never know who you meet too. I'm sometimes just sitting in my hotel and I go to the lobby and there's 5 people from industry that are just there, and it's just you can just go up to them and say hello, and it just puts one more thought in their mind, or they go, this guy's a creep, who knows, so
you should come down to Dallas, the Fan Expo. That was a really good one, man. Scott Snyder was there, Greg Capullo was there, Philip Kennedy Johnson was there, Jonathan Glapian was there. It was loaded, man. I was surprised how many and obviously Rippaverse had a huge booth there.
I was actually confirmed to go, and I had to change up 2 weeks before that. I had to deal with some stuff, so and I want to, because once you're in one Fan Expo, it's just you're in all of them, and I was supposed to be there, and then things changed last minute. But yeah, I need to get to Dallas and I need to get to Florida. Those are the 2 places I haven't been, which is crazy to say 4 years in. I've been doing this since 2021, and my main source of income is the conventions. So
yeah,
I would like to do those. I would definitely like to do Dallas. I have been talking to their team, and I'm trying to see my poll if I can get guest spots, because it does make a huge difference. I'll gladly say, New York Comic Con, I spent $2,000, and all these stuff before even hotel, to just be there, and I do make 6-7x that, but it's just even bigger the margins, and I feel being in Forbes 4 times and, selling this much product there, and you'll see big time guys, they can't even sell 10 books, so just if I'm selling 800, let's go. So
yeah, absolutely, man. I will tell you the C2. I've been to quite a few cons. C2E2 is right up there, I think, with one of the best cons because it's so comic book central. Whereas a lot of other cons, you get a lot of manga, which is great. I love San Diego. It's a lot of fun, but it's pretty busy, man. There's a lot of things competing with comic books there. From a comic book creator standpoint, C2E2. Man, the action or the artist alley and where all the creators are. I mean, they have all the big names there. In addition to that, I feel like the fan base is just hanging out in that area up and down the aisles. It's just it's one of my favorite cons I've ever been to because it's so comic book central. Whereas everybody else, you know, it's a big blend of fan base. So you're gonna have a lot of folks there that maybe aren't into comic books, but C2E2, man, one of my favorites. I heard Baltimore's like that. I haven't been to Baltimore, but I heard Baltimore. We'll see with Diamond going through everything it went through. I know Diamond, you used to have their annual meeting in Baltimore every year. So all the publishers would come in for that meeting. And that's why it became such a huge, like, comic book forward con. It seems like it's maintained it, but it'll be interesting over time to see if publishers don't drop off. But man, C2E2 is awesome, man. And I heard New York's like that. I've never been to New York. I heard New York's pretty good.
Well,
too.
so it's the same company, Reed Pop, and New York is New York. You know, if you're not announcing it at San Diego, you're announcing it at New York. You know, so
Sure.
and that goes with movies and other stuff. But I feel like San Diego is, you know, it's just because of the movie stuff, it puts it on a different level. And the whole city, they change this year. They changed the blocks names, you know, and stuff. Like, it's so different. Like, and I get it, it's all city stuff. Like, you have to be the ends with that, but like, New York can do that too, and it could be on another level. C2E2, a lot of the hotels, they're dressing up, you know, they do the pop-ups, you know, a lot of the guys are like, I go into a random hotel, they're dressed as the Imperial Guard and stuff, you know, it's like, that's how you bring it to the next level. And even with San Diego, when you go, it's like, I went to like a Marriott and they have special Comic-Con keys, you know, for you to check in. Like, it brings it to such a different level when you do stuff like that. And I feel like with the AI world coming in, the thing that matters most is going to be the physical things that we do together, and the tangible things like collectors, like doing things like that, where you can get together and mesh. And I feel like this year, C2E2 was definitely busier. You know, it was definitely, a lot of these places are busier, and they're getting packed in from gill to gill, and it's all how you promote it too. You know, so like,
sure.
I feel like those guys, those top two guys, are really killing it with that stuff. I did see like a big jump with I did one in DC last year, Awesome Con.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty hefty for me too. I was almost up there with the same amount of money I made at C2E2. But you know, things are different every year, you know, but I just, you know, I'm just caffeinated out, and I try not to pee, and you know, and I try to hand out as many flyers as possible, and hopefully if you buy one book, you order 5 later, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure that happens a lot, man. All you gotta do is pull it up, man. You're gonna be blown away by the art and the action, and it's pretty dope, man. It's nonstop, and people die, man. People die.
They die. More people will die. You know, Project Naosis 7, like I said, it's really wrapping up that first arc that we're doing for Project Naosis, and you know, it's going to be about 40 pages, and in the first 4 pages, Crimson Paint takes all of Asia. So we'll see how that goes. I killed 90 million people in my first issue. We got to go crazier. You know what I mean? And if you go on our website, on your regular computer and stuff, you can see all the character bios that we have for all these characters. And it's like a whole different world that you can see, like this vast thing that we're building with this universe. And I want to do that 10 times over. Like, I would love to do that with other companies that would love to have me. I could do it 10 times over. You know, I've done consulting for movie companies already, where I make them IP. And, you know, when they get it out, I'll, you know, you're allowed to promote it more, or like they just try to sell it around. And those are great checks. And I hope something comes out of those. But like, you know, I could do that forever. It's fun. I make the characters. Like, they had a good script and I made the lead for them or something like that. Or I just did it with another thing. I even told her, you know, just put me down as like editor, you know, like I wrote the whole book, you know, but like, it's just like, you know, I like the check, you know. Project Naosis is my baby. Lethal Leopard is now my new child. See how the second born goes, you know. I'm a middle child, you know, so, you know, could go very well. I went very well, you know. Maybe it's bigger, you know. It's crazy. He's wearing sneakers. He's in leopard print. It's crazy. Yeah, that's the shout out, that's the 41 character print on top.
Right here is dope, man.
Look at that. All you guys that are, you know, Nexus, look at Nexus. You look at little ISOM, not little ISOM, big ISOM. He's huge.
He sold like $6 million worth of books, bro. He's big. He's big.
Yeah. Big ice on him. He did 3.8 million in 2023 on his first book, and we were gracious enough to have him. Eric is a super supporter of me, and I really owe him a lot. So we got him on there. I'm just happy. Like, it was crazy. Like, when I thought of the idea, I was like, I'm friends with all these people. I'm like, let me just ask if they want to just be on it. If not, it's cool.
Yeah.
And everyone just said yes,
Here's all the bios you were talking about, which is really dope. So if you want to know more about each of the characters within this is the spot to do it, man.
Yeah, a lot of cool people. That artwork. We did original concept art with Johnny Morrow, who did the Disney Villainous line. So he did a lot of cool pieces for us in the beginning when I was fleshing out all the characters and the finished product of them. And he was insanely expensive, but that's before I knew that you can negotiate. I was coming in from the gym world, and I'm just like, they're like, someone hit me 500,000. I'm like, cool, you're gonna make me art, dude. So we're learning, and then so many different characters. They're all mine. I own the IP of these things, and they're super cool. They all have their beginning, middle, and end. We're doing so much with them. You can only view this on the computer. Yes, I should be more phone savvy and have it for your phone, but it's big bios and pictures. You got to see them side by side. And I'm only so tech savvy. I made I'm making those intro videos and stuff now, and I'm going really hard on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. So I'm just trying to get those things going. But look at that. Look at my heart and soul is in these things. You know what I mean? Omega 2090 characters. That's our prequel series that we're doing. That's actually going to be incorporated back into Project Naosis. So we have some cool stuff with that, some cool characters. And then our new characters that I'm so hyped. We have Imperium. We have Voltage, who just had their own one shot.
Yeah.
And then we have our two new villains that will be in the next book. Blood Tide, dude, scary as hell. Water manipulation. And then our next character, Mercer, who's going to be an insane threat inside Project Naosis.
Yeah. Pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. I put the link down there. So if anybody wants to go over there and check out projectnaosis.com, and you go to the character bio, you can obviously purchase anything if you're not going to make a con, or I would just do it through the Kickstarter right now, man. That's where you're gonna get the best deal.
Yeah, do it through the Kickstarter. If not, it was funny. I started streaming myself as of Friday because you got to just be your own brand at this point. And we've been doing pretty good with the streams already. There was like 40 something people watching, but people are buying on the website, which is great. I'm down. You want your book this week, you'll get it this week if you order Project Naosis. But Lethal Leopard, it's here, it's new. I'm really trying hard to make new stuff, make new characters. I'm not here to make a book and try to just sell it to Hollywood. Like, this is a book that we're making as a comic book. It is a comic book first, everything else second. And we're just trying to build great comic books out here.
Love it, bro. Well, Paul, always killing it, man. Always killing it. I will be seeing you at a con somewhere. I guarantee it. But you're always welcome here, man. You right now hold the lead for the most times ever being on, man. You've held it a couple times. Jeremy Adams actually is catching up, man. I have him on tomorrow night. So
Jeremy Adams, super nice guy. I met him at Terrificon. I gave him some books. He had great advice. He was a super nice guy, like a family guy.
Yep.
And
one of my favorite writers, man. I love.
Yeah, he's really good, and I appreciated his time too. Like I try to walk up to these people, I'll try to buy some stuff, or if I'm seeing you around, I try to pick their brains. And he was very open, and I didn't even know, so I was just talking to him, just out of talking to him, that, I saw he did Flash Gordon and stuff like that. I'm so in this world, and I'm also so out of this world sometimes, and then I found out, and you can tell him tomorrow, I was like, wow. When I looked at his page, I found his Instagram or Twitter after. I'm like, he did the Mortal Kombat animated movies. I was like, I love those. That's like my thing. They're like the only things that are on my Amazon Prime account that I bought. So it's crazy. To come out of that place too, as a more curious, and then finding out later, oh, this guy's huge. And he was super nice, and he took the time to talk to me.
Well, he also was doing a lot of animation for Warner Brothers before he started writing comic books. So he's been doing a lot in video games and everything. I don't know if you heard, but his the next thing that Warner Brothers is doing is the Chuck Dixon, Graham Nolan Batman Nightfall. They're putting that into a series, and he's the writer for that as well for WB. So in addition to Aquaman, Green Lantern, Flash Gordon, which he's currently writing, he also is going to be writing for the new animated show, which I'm stoked. One of my favorite Batman stories ever, man.
It's going to be an animated show. They need that.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like, it's not even like they like it. That's crazy that wasn't a thing before, but I'm happy that's the first thing. One of the earliest things, excluding the Dark Knight, you know, that I love the most is that Azrael costume. And people hate that Azrael costume. I think that is one of the coolest designs ever in Batman, ever. And I consumed it as a 8-year-old, you know, like, and I looked at that, I'm like, wow, that's cool. And I like seeing that, like, you could see, like, and I try posting as many people as possible that I sell. And, you know, I would say a good percentage of these kids are, you know, ending up, you know, so it's like, you know, a lot of these kids see the things, like, it's cool, and then they're like, is it violent? I'm like, do you play video games? They say yes. I'm like, you could buy it, you know. So like, you say no, I tell your parents, I'm sorry, I wish I could take your money, you know what I mean? But
that's dope, dude. Well, right on, Paul, man. Super happy for you. You know, I'm a backer. Everybody, make sure you get over to Lethal Leopard on Kickstarter. The link is right here. Get over there and back it, man. Help us get to that $6,000 so we know we get that issue 2 for sure. And, man, there's a whole bunch of options for you to grab this title, man.
Yeah, I appreciate the time. I like holding the record. Jeremy Adams and Seeley, you can be second and third. You know, I'm here and I am making more books. So I'll be at least here 4 more times next year. That's all I got to say.
I love it, bro. You're welcome anytime, man. Anytime at all, man. All right, Paul, man. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. Paul, thank you, my friend. As always, man. Enjoy you. Later.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.